Friends, I'm very glad you could join us this evening online to honour the legacy of Wolfe Tone and the United Irishmen. I'm speaking to you from Arbor Hill. This is the resting place of the executed 1916 leaders, and close to this spot stood the prison where Wolfe Tone died in British custody. Wolfe Tone and his compatriots dearly held a vision of Ireland as a nation of unity, equality and prosperity. They saw the ending of British rule not as an end in itself, but as the starting point in establishing a republic that would flourish through the togetherness of her people. Tone was a visionary. He was an internationalist. He believed in the boundless possibilities of an independent Ireland. He believed that the uniting of Catholic, Protestant and dissenter in friendship and community was essential to realising the potential of our country. The United Irish Society declared, "We wish that our animosities were buried with the bones of our ancestors and that we could unite as citizens and claim the rights of man." Today, Republicans know that it is through overcoming animosities bound up in the divisions of the past that we will build an inclusive nation. A new Ireland must be a home to unionists, and unionist communities must be at the very heart of change. Cé go bhfuil meas agam an am atá caite, srican mid don todhchaí. Todhchaí in an leachtar agus a coithítar éagsúlacht ornaíní ilig. Bhí Wolfe Tone faoi an todhchaí. Bhí is aige go munlíonn an méid a dhéanamid inniu amórach. Bhí na hÉireanna aontaithe thar aon rud eile lucht gníomhairí athraithe. While we respect the past, we now reach for the future. A future in which the diversity of all of our people is embraced and cherished. Wolfe Tone was about the future. He knew that what we do today shapes tomorrow. The United Irishmen were, above all else, change makers. Henry Joy McCracken, writing in the Belfast newsletter, demanded speedy repeal of the infamous traffic in the flesh and bone of man. In the 1780s, William Drennan, Robert Sims and Thomas McCabe led the campaign against the establishment of a slave trading company in the city of Belfast. Mary Ann McCracken and Martha McTeer formed the Belfast Women's Anti-Slavery League, and in the 1850s, Mary Ann could still be found at the docks in Belfast handing out anti-slavery leaflets to emigrants and sailors heading for the southern ports of the United States, where slaves still worked on the cotton plantations. The United Irishmen saw inequality and injustice, and they found the courage to act. Many laid down their lives in pursuit of independence. These ideals of the United Irishmen are not just an echo from history. That spirit of change that guided the revolutionaries in 1798 is profoundly relevant in the Ireland of today. The story of 2020 so far is a story of change. We've seen the restoration of the political institutions in the north, Brexit looms large, and we're living through the challenge and the tragedy of the COVID-19 emergency. Our ministers in the executive have been showing huge leadership during the lockdown in supporting families, our frontline workers and communities. And they're showing that same leadership as we reopen our society, supporting small business and community groups in the work to rebuild. The result of February's general election was seismic. The people voted for change. And faced with that prospect, Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael clubbed together to exclude Sinn Féin, to shut out the voices of more than 500,000 people who voted for Sinn Féin in that election. The government that they now want is a government of more of the same, a government with no roadmap other than the failures of the past. Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael can't be trusted. People know this. Their track record speaks for itself. In the event that this government comes to be, Sinn Féin will provide the most coherent and effective opposition in the history of this state. Our opposition will be rooted in championing change and in providing solutions to the challenges that we face as a society. And championing change means this. It means prioritising the delivery of real affordable housing. It means advancing the clear need for a single-tier public health service. It means working for childcare that doesn't cost the equivalent of a second mortgage. It means transforming Ireland so that those living with disabilities and their carers have equal rights, so that they can realise their fullest potential in an inclusive society. Championing change means delivering on what matters to workers and to families, and we will focus on getting people back to work, supporting businesses to reopen, and protecting the health and safety of our citizens. We will advance the need to reshape the economy so it delivers a decent life for workers and families, and so that you can retire with dignity at the age of 65 with the state pension. Ordinary people can't be forced to shoulder the pain of this economic crisis. Incomes must be protected, and there can be no return to austerity. Our opposition will be guided by the fact that a brighter future cannot be built by the broken politics that have failed people so badly. For too long, the state has been run by two parties who always prioritise those at the top, and workers and families have paid the price. So the days of Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael having things their own way are coming to an end. And that change that has forced them into coalition together will, sooner or later, deliver a government for change led by Sinn Féin. Irish unity is the best idea for the future of Ireland. Brexit looms large, and this is a time of change in our country and between the islands of Ireland and Britain. Brexit and COVID-19 emergency have reshaped how people think and talk about Irish unity. These crises have shone a bright spotlight on the folly of partition and the border. So no longer is Irish unity discussed only in aspirational tones. Irish unity is talked about as a common sense essential to the prosperity of all our people. Growing our economy requires an all-Ireland approach. Protecting our health services requires an all-Ireland approach. Strengthening our agricultural sector and defending rural Ireland requires an all-Ireland approach. The conversation about United Ireland is happening across the island, and people are reconsidering long-held views, looking anew at the possibility and potential of a United Ireland to deliver a better future for us all. Change is happening. So it's particularly disappointing that a United Ireland doesn't feature in the programme for government at all, not a whisper. What a missed opportunity. No government, not least a new incoming government in this period, should ignore the imperative of Irish unity. So the people are ahead of those who put together this programme for government. Sinn Féin is working for Irish unity, and we know that now is the time to start planning for a referendum on Irish unity. It's time to formalise discussions about what a united Ireland looks like, and to involve those from all backgrounds and traditions, including those from a unionist background, in those discussions. The potential of a united Ireland lays before us, and now is the time to make concrete progress on that journey to unity. The new Ireland we seek is an Ireland founded on the dream of the United Irishmen. We shouldn't underestimate the promise of today. Yes, the parties of the status quo have come together to block change, but we shouldn't be disheartened, because the future is still there to be won. There are those who will tell you that the story of change is over. They are wrong. Our story of change is only just beginning. There are those who want you to let go of change. Don't listen to them. Hold tight to your ideals. A changed Ireland is far too important an ambition to relinquish. This is not a time for giving up. This is a time for coming together. This is a time to look forward with positivity and determination, because if we persevere together, brighter days will come tomorrow. History is made and society is shaped by those who dream and who act. Ireland's future will be determined by those who see beyond the challenges and the faults of now to the possibilities that beckon. This decade of opportunity must be grasped to build on our achievements, to confront our failures, and to look confidently to a new Ireland. We honour Wolfe Tone and his compatriots by believing, by working, by building a true republic of equals, a free, fair, united Ireland in which citizens prosper. And that is what we resolve to do. Ar aigling le chéile is an phoblacht abu.